In this lesson, we're going to model the hand. We're not going to sculpt it. First, we will model just like the body of the character. I think we are going to delete these two objects. They were just for reference purposes. Shift A. We will get a cube for that. We will keep the scale large, and then after we have modeled it, we will scale down to match the size of the body. H to hide the cube, and let's quickly rename this. Rename this object, F2, character, body, and this will be head. And let's put them in a separate collection, M, collection. Unhide the cube and add this cube to that character collection because it's going to be the hand. Now we're a little bit tidy. Let's go to edit mode, SZ, turn off this proportional editing. We can model the hand in different ways. We can extrude fingers from this cube, use primitive objects like UV spheres and join them like we did for the body. But this time I decided to model from this cube. It's a different way. Hide the reference images. Shift Z, select this face, extrude, make it smaller. Control R to bring a new loop cut here. Select this face. Let's press 3 for face selection. Extrude the thumb. It's going to be the thumb. And I'll actually rotate this. First, rotate it like that, and then rotate it a little like this, and extrude, make it even smaller, and rotate a little. We put it down, select this edge loop. Yeah, I think this is not too bad. Let's move them here, make this part a little smaller. And you should always look at the references. Even though you're not sculpting yet, we have lots of reference images for the hand. These are the ones that I brought into PureRef, but there are more. Now we can create the other fingers. We can extrude 4 fingers from here, but I'm going to make 1 finger first and then Shift D to duplicate this face, SY to make it square, make it smaller. This will be the middle finger. Extrude once, twice, and the last time, and change the size to make it more like a finger. You can press Ctrl B to split the faces and turn the scroll wheel to add 1 additional loop in the middle. And you can press Ctrl- to select the loop in the middle. Press Ctrl S to make them smaller. GZ to put them higher, just like that. You can go to edit mode, Shift Z, select everything. No, you need to select this finger only, Ctrl L, Shift D, and make it a little smaller, not this small. Shift D for the next finger, which is the ring finger. Shift D for the pinky. You can press Alt S to make the fingers bolder or slimmer. Alt S to make this one a little slimmer. Alt S, just like that. Now this face, this one, Ctrl B, press 1, select this, SZ. Now we can merge the fingers to the rest of the hand. For that, Shift Z, select all these fingers and separate to its own object. Let's go, press P and selection. Now there are 2 objects. Now we can go to fingers, select everything, GX to move slightly inside the hand so that we can merge them. We don't want any overlapping edges or vertices. I think this is fine. Now we can select the hand or the fingers, go to modifiers, add boolean. Select the other object and union them, and then apply. Now the finger should be duplicated. Let's delete that. And now we have a nice hand which we can sculpt. So hand model is ready for sculpting. Now it's time for quick questions. The questions in this lesson are opinion based, but your answer is still very important. The first question: why do you think we modeled the hand instead of sculpting it right away? Well, actually, it's a personal choice. If you are very comfortable sculpting the hand model or any other model from the beginning, for example, you can take a UV sphere and take snake hook brush and extrude individual fingers and give them the necessary shape. But I believe modeling the hand first is a lot faster, especially if you're a beginner in sculpting. It will help you create the hand shape faster. So the next question, why do you think we separated the fingers before merging it to the rest of the hand? Well, it's because of the way Boolean modifier works. Boolean modifier works and operates on two separate objects. Have you practiced modeling the hand yet? Well, you don't have to think about this for long. It's either yes or no. If no, if you're only watching the videos, please practice before moving on, before watching the next video. Since the face is the most important feature of your character, you need to get all the references available for you in front of you, like open them on your smartphone or tablet, whatever, and you need to look at the images a lot, because you want the character face to be beautiful, with correct proportions and nice to look at. So we have a few references here. All of them are available for you to be downloaded, so yeah, you can get them. We have come to the most important, most interesting and most creative step in sculpting the character, which is the head, which is missing in our character. So let's go ahead and bring it back. Only it's not very interesting looking now. Let's select it. Let's go to sculpting. Let's start creating the head. So currently I'm using the grab brush to create the general shape. Now we can go ahead and turn on dynamic topology. Use draw brush by pressing V. Let's check the detail first. I think it's too big now. I think we had better shade this item flat. Let's go to object mode and right click shade flat. This way we will see the topology much better, which is important for the face. And let's actually apply the scale. Control A, scale. Let's go back to sculpting. Turn dynamic topology back on. Let's increase the resolution to something like 200 maybe, and detail flood fill. I think this is a really nice detail. For general shape of the head, we will use this detail. Let's get rid of this boxy look by smoothing things out. And we can start from the eyes, just like that. The nose here, the mouth, right? The ears, about here. So at this stage, we need to have the eyeballs ready, the eyes, and we need to put them in these eye sockets so that we have a nice reference. Let's go to the layout workspace and bring in a UV sphere. And let's go to edit mode, RX90, 1 to look from the front view, S to scale it down, G to bring it in the eye socket, S to scale it down again, Shift Z. Now we need to give it a mirror modifier and see how it looks. Let's go back to sculpting, turn on dynamic topology. Now let's increase the resolution to 320 and work with this new finer resolution. Well, of course, the more you work on this, the better it will look, but I think I'm going to call it finished here. I think you noticed that we didn't have quick questions section because this lesson was mostly practice. That's why instead of asking you questions, I'll ask you to do a quick or simple challenge. First of all, please sculpt the head. So that's the first challenge. And secondly, and most importantly, take a screenshot at different angles of your head, not your head, the head of the character that you sculpted, and upload the screenshot that you like most on our Discord community server. On Discord, you can search for Pixelmorph Learning, or you can use the link in the resources section of the last bonus video of this course. So if you haven't joined our Discord community server, please do that and share your work. And I hope to see you in the next lesson. In this video, we're going to sculpt the hand. I noticed that these two fingers are a little too long, GX. And as usual, we need to check if there aren't any problems here. Face orientation. There shouldn't be any red areas. Now finally, we can go to sculpting. So now we can start sculpting. For that, we don't need symmetry here, but we need dynamic topology. We will use detail flood fill with smaller number first, for example 40, and we will see 40 is a little too much, I think. Let's undo that and maybe use 32. Yeah, that's a little better. Let's check smooth brush if it is not too strong. Smooth brush has, let's increase it a little, 0.32. Go back to draw brush and increase this one to 0.32. Yeah, now we can start. Make the one finger and then the other. We will start with this index finger. Actually, I think we need to inflate this a little. Press I for inflate brush. Hold down shift for smoothing things out, and then we can inflate it. I think the fingers are still a little too long. Let's make them shorter by grabbing them. Press G, make the brush larger, and let's make them shorter. A little shorter, not too much. Press V for draw brush. We will mask this out so that we don't touch it. We can use box mask for this and mask it just like that, because I don't want to touch it again. And we will move to the middle finger. We can put them closer once we rig it or when we pose it. So let's mask this out too, just like that. And we can work with the next finger. I think the thumb is looking not too bad. Now we need to fix a few areas and our hand model will be ready. Let's take the grab brush by pressing G and move this part a little upwards. Now let's go and fix a few things. Let's smooth these things out. So Alt M to unhide these fingers, and as you can see we have some problems here. Let's smooth things out a little and let's quickly give a few details here. And you can hold down Control to invert the crease brush effect right here and give the opposite effect here, just a little. We can fill the areas between these fingers ever so slightly so that they look closer to each other. Let's use the inflate brush for that by pressing I, make it larger, and we can make the rest of the fingers a little closer to each other when we rig the character. So the hand model is almost ready, and I slightly inflated each finger. Now the only thing that I noticed is missing are these nails. So we will make them very simple. From 7 we'll look from above. Just like that, it will be very, very simple. I slightly inflated the fingers and the overall hand shape to make it look a bit more realistic. It was looking too flat, especially these areas, so I made them look a bit thicker. Now I think it's ready to be added to the rest of the body. Before that, let's unhide the character, and as you can see, the hand is gigantic. Actually, before I add this to the body, I'd like to duplicate it and keep it as a backup. I will move it to a different collection named Archive. I think it's a good habit to keep things duplicated in the archive so that it gives us extra backup. Let's disable the archive. Now we can make this arm smaller, bring it here, even smaller, and then let's rotate it. And the size is, I think it's the correct size. So the only thing that needs to be done now is to apply the transforms, because we scaled this object in object mode and we moved it, rotated it, so it's best to apply the transforms. But there is one thing to consider. If we apply all transforms now, Control A, and apply all transforms, it applies all the location, rotation, and scale, and also brings the origin point to the center of the world. This is good for mirror modifier. For example, if we add mirror now, it will mirror correctly on the other side of the body. But if we want to move the object now, for example with G, or if we want to rotate, it makes things a little inconvenient, just like that. So I prefer to keep the origin point to the geometry now, but use the body as a mirror object, just like that. Now if we rotate the object or move, it will properly reflect on the other side. I think the hands are ready. Now it's time for quick questions. So the first question, what did we do before scaling down the hand to be extra careful? So we created an archive folder, archive collection, and we duplicated the hand and kept as an archive for extra backup. When we mirrored the hand, why did we use the character as the mirror object? Because then we can easily move or rotate the hand without breaking the mirror functionality. The answer to this final question can be different for different people. Do you think sculpting the hand is more difficult than sculpting the body? So, if you have sculpted the body yourself, if you have had enough practice, sculpting the hand will not be so difficult. Otherwise, you will find it pretty tricky. So I strongly recommend practice sculpting the body, the hand, everything that we are doing here. So that's all for this lesson. I hope to see you in the next one. So in this lesson, we are going to refine the overall shape of the model, and then we merge all these different parts into one single mesh. But before doing that, please take a copy of your entire project. I mean, just duplicate the blend file and keep one as a backup. Once you do that, we will continue. So I hope you have done that. Now we can continue. So the first thing I immediately noticed after I modeled the body was the shoulder width. So these shoulders are too wide. Let's go and put them closer to each other, kind of shrink them. Let's take the grab brush by pressing G. Also, I need to fix a few things over here. Also, we need to correct the pose a little, even more straight up. Let's change to pose brush. Take the grab brush and move. Another thing that's very noticeable is the length of the arms. They are too long. When you put your arms straight down, the tips of the fingers should be somewhere in the middle of this hip. So let's test it. Let's put the arms straight down using pose brush. Just like this. And now if we put the hands here, as you can see, they will be very long. They will be about here, which is too long. They should be, the tips of the fingers should be somewhere about here. So the arms are too long. Let's make them shorter. Now let's bring the hands We can bring them here and the next hand follows. But it needs a lot of refinement. Let's take the draw brush by pressing V and let's fix a few things here. I will actually shade it flat and use dynamic topology. And another thing is the feet. They're too large. So I decreased the size of the feet also, and I think we can refine a few small details like these nose on the head, on the face. Alt Q to switch to the face, turn on dynamic topology, test the detail. Let's actually change it to relative detail, which will be much finer as we go closer, like that. Let's increase the strength. So I think the different parts are ready to be merged, and let's do that now. I hope you remember which modifier we used to merge these objects. First of all, before merging, we will select everything. We will press Ctrl A, and I think we can apply all transforms without any problems and save the file. And now we can use Boolean modifier to merge these different parts. Boolean, select the hands. I'm going to merge the hands to the body first. Let's select union, and now we can apply. I think the hands are duplicated now. Let's delete them. Let's take a look if we have any problems. I think we don't have any problems. And now let's merge the head. Let's select the body, add Boolean modifier. To prevent extra calculations, we can change this to union and then select the head object. And now we can apply this Boolean modifier. Now I think the head is duplicated. We can delete this extra head. Let's take a look if we don't have any problems. Now everything is merged into one single mesh. We can go to sculpting and fix a few areas using dynamic topology. And this lesson was also practicing what we already knew, so there wasn't a lot of new things. That's why, again, I have a small challenge for you. I'm not going to ask you any questions. The challenge is, if you haven't finished sculpting your character, sculpt and finish your character. This is the biggest challenge. Finish sculpting your entire character. And then you can take a screenshot and share your work on our Discord community server. You can search for Pixelmorph Learning, or you can use the link in the resources section of the last video in this course. You can take a screenshot, or you can do a viewport render, which I will show you now. Before rendering, you can change this to a matte cap, some sort of. And then you will need a camera. Press 0 for a camera. Our camera is too far away. Ctrl-Alt-0 to bring the camera to where you want. You can come here to output properties and change the resolution, for example 1000 by 1080 or 1600. Select the camera if you haven't selected and press G to move anywhere you want so that your character is visible. And then you can come here to view, viewport render image. You can save this image on your hard drive by coming to image menu and save. After that, please share your work on our Discord server. So I highly suggest doing this before moving on with the rest of the course. Please finish sculpting your character. And if you face any problems, you can always message us, or you can write in Q&A sections. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next part of the course.